Tusemezane, perfect
episode of Tusemezane show. This is a show where we have the perfect voices and timely topics. I'm your host, Nyota Lubemba. Our topic today is very interesting and very sensitive, a topic that everyone should familiarize with. It's all about financial literacy. Financial literacy is a skill that lacks among many people, especially the young adults. They find it more satisfying to spend or rather investing in it. And that's why today with me in studio, I have a guest, Mr. George Oyuga, and he'll be talking to us about financial literacy. And I believe that you are going to learn a lot. Don't forget to interact with us by dropping your comments and your questions on our social media platforms, on YouTube at Real Creatives and Park University on Facebook. Welcome, Mr. George.
Thank you very much, Nyota.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have me in the show.
You're welcome. You can introduce yourself more or tell us more about yourself, so for anything that I might have left out.
Well, you practically covered it. George Oyuga is my name.
Thank you so much for that. And let's get right into the questions. So we are talking about financial literacy. How can you define financial literacy? What is it?
Okay, well, there are many definitions out there around what financial literacy is. You find a definition there. You go to Investopedia, you find a definition there, as well as many organizations. But for me, financial literacy would speak more towards the ability of individuals to make informed financial decisions around their day-to-day interactions with money.
Okay, that is very amazing. And does it matter? Does financial literacy matter?
Well, I would say yes, and it matters so much because I'll define life differently. Life is the manifestation of financial decisions, either by people, families, society, country, continent, or even the world. Yeah. So when you see a car drive along, it's somebody's financial decision.
Yeah, true.
If you see something, a building coming up, there's a financial decision there. Even shops opening, even people trading, it's because of financial decisions. So life in general is just the manifestation of people's financial decisions.
Okay, that is very great. And how does financial literacy matter in young adults?
Well, for young adults, I would want to say they have a golden opportunity, especially if they have a chance to embrace financial literacy. Why? Because we are in a setting where financial literacy, first of all, misses the immediate opportunity that is available, where it could have been embedded in the basic education, for example.
Yeah.
As young adults, at that particular point, if one missed it in the basic education platform, or even in an institution like Park University, you miss it as a common core course or subject, then you have the ability to read around it, the ability to maybe follow the right influencers, you have the ability to actually go out there and fetch the information for yourself if you embrace it. And then you'll have a chance to be able to gauge between what financial literacy is, what financial education should have been preceding the financial literacy, and then the other bit is around the financial capabilities, which many people confuse with the ease of access.
That is very great. So financial literacy involves like financial knowledge. Does lack of that knowledge affect like someone financial management or rather their financial goals?
Well, as I said earlier on, life is the manifestation of financial decisions.
Yeah.
So if one is not financially savvy or does not have the requisite skills and abilities to make the right decisions with money, then it defines the quality of life that these people will have.
Yeah.
Because money in people's lives has 3 stages. There is the entry stage, which means how one is earning it.
Yeah.
there is the what we call the staying stage or the sleepover, where now the money is within you, and you are able to decide how it will fly out tomorrow. So then the departure of money then leaves what we call the aftermath or traces of how money followed a particular path. And of course, that simply defines the quality of life for individuals.
Okay, that is amazing. We have talked about how finance literacy is good. It matters in the life of young people. But what are the benefits of financial literacy to young adults?
To young adults?
Yeah.
Young adults have a golden opportunity.
True.
Because this is the time that they are transitioning from a dependency stage where such decisions used to be made on their behalf by either their parents or guardians or whoever it is they are depending on. And now they are transitioning to a stage whereby they are making these decisions themselves. So, owing to the fact that they are young, they are in the foundation stage, they have a golden opportunity to be able to determine what kind of quality life they will lead in future because of the decisions they make today. So to me, I think if it comes to who should get this, being young adults, first of all, is late because they should have started this earlier on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I always say maybe there are things like, for example, subjects like mathematics.
Yeah.
If mathematics was taught with money, everybody would love maths.
That is very true.
You just enter the classroom and there are notes everywhere.
Yeah, true.
Everybody would love maths, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you missed it on the education side. Can you chase it on the literacy side so that you make the rightful decisions in life as you continue?
That is amazing. Yeah. So we can say that financial literacy is something that is not known among young adults. So what are some of the ways that one can use to pass the knowledge of financial literacy to that group, or rather the young adults?
Okay, I think the custodians of this information are busy looking for ways to reach these young adults, which is a plus. We've seen a lot of initiatives happening around. We even saw the other day, I think last year, there was an inclusion of financial literacy as part of the curriculum in basic education. So which is a good step, for example, being taken by government. The other bit would be the other custodians of the same would need to at least find and innovate smart ways of reaching these young people. But should young people sit and wait for the information? I believe no. What they should do is, first of all, to seek it where it is available as a basic education plugin.
True,
The other thing that one can do is to say, I have the chance to even read widely. There are so many books about finance, money, money management and the like. Get yourself a copy and, read. Get into the mind of the author and get to learn something. The other thing would be identify who your positive money influencers are and follow them, and maybe also follow Tusemezane Show.
Amazing. You have heard from our guest that we should follow Tusemezane Show. So continue interacting with us. Drop your questions, your comments, and we'll be glad to answer you. Drop them on our Facebook page at Park University and on YouTube at Real Creatives. As we continue, Mr. George, what can we say? What do you mean by a financial decision, and how is it important in someone's life?
Financial decision would be the ability for one to decide between two competing alternatives. Because life is about competing priorities.
Yes, that's
so if you are able to then now make the right decision, for example, you've mapped out what your needs are vis-a-vis what your wants are, and amidst all these competing alternatives, make the right decision with the money you have, then to me that would be a good thing because it speaks to financial decision making.
That is very great. So can we say that there is a relationship between a financial decision and financial literacy? Is there any relationship?
Yes, there is, because literacy would be the opportunity to demonstrate the abilities and the skills as already acquired in financial education. But then decision, literacy will also give you the universe view of, if I'm talking about, for example, investments, what is the entire investment horizon, you see?
Yeah.
And then decision making is to say, within this particular space, why am I choosing option A as opposed to B? Then that becomes the decision making. If I can give an example, for example, you have acquired a lot of knowledge around, let's say, shares.
True. Yeah.
Now, in that share space, how do you decide that I want to buy Safaricom?
Yeah.
Not the other one, you know?
Yeah.
So that decision around the two is the decision making. The literacy is the universe.
Okay.
The education would be the process of disseminating this in a structured one manner and the like.
Okay. So you have talked on investments. Can we say that financial literacy has a strong positive influence on investments?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Because I normally describe investments as the African kitchen. You know, the African kitchen has 3 stones.
Yeah.
You're young, maybe. You've grown up with gas cookers and all.
No, we know of the 3 stones. Yeah.
So there are 3 stones. Those 3 stones will help balance the pot as it cooks.
Yeah, true.
So if the pot is the investments and you have financial literacy, then you will know that these 3 stones represent 3 key things.
Yeah.
Stone number 1 will be the objective. What do you want in an investment, for example?
Yeah.
People go into shares because they want dividends. Others go into shares because they want the price of the share to increase.
Yeah.
People go into bonds, because they are chasing the capital appreciation. Others are chasing the coupon payments on a periodic basis. Is it?
Yeah.
People go into even investments in housing, for example. Some are chasing just rental income. Provided it comes, they are home. Others go in there because they know there is capital appreciation.
Yeah.
This land, this property will appreciate in terms of value. So the objective of why one goes into a particular space is very, very key. Stone number 2 is time horizon.
Yeah.
Time horizon will determine how long are you willing to put your money in.
Okay.
So that defines there are certain opportunities which one can go in if they had a short-term need.
Yeah.
Others medium-term, others long-term. If you go into a long-term space with a short-term mindset, you may end up doing what? Withdrawing before the time.
Yeah, very
and you
true.
have burnt your fingers, or you'll not have realized the reason why people really find value in investing in that.
True.
And then the third one is your risk appetite. You're able to test. Are you the kind of people who, if you deposited money in a bank, for example, you will keep checking your balance every month,
Yeah.
So that is there. Are you the kind of people who, if you invested in shares and you are in the evening, you tune into business news and you hear, the price of shares
has gone down,
either because there was a chaos or something like that. How do you take that information? Are you able to withstand the ups and downs in that particular space? So those 3 things, with financial literacy, will be home.
That is very amazing. So what is the effect of financial behaviors on investment decisions?
Investments because someone else did it.
Yeah, true.
And that means that you're making an uninformed decision. As I said earlier on, if you follow me blindly because I'm in shares, I might be in shares because for me it's price appreciation.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You come in because you need every year to get a dividend.
Yeah.
Then maybe the share you bought does not pay dividends and has not paid dividends for the last 5 years or 3 years because it's always a shareholder's decision.
Yeah.
So that means that once one goes into a space and they are not informed, they will take risks that are unwarranted, not calculated, and I think that then spills over because the effects of bad financial decisions usually are not just, they don't happen, some of them are long term, you know?
Yeah.
A mistake today, a loan, for example, taken today and spent in 2 days, and the repayment is 3 years. It is 1 day, 2 days of mwenjoyo, is it?
True.
So where you'll be giving the Swahili people say, upige mwili pole, ama upige mwili asante.
Yeah, true.
Depending on the experience. But that particular loan, the repayment will grind for the next 2 years. You see?
Yeah.
So such things are there. Others follow. Did you see people, for example, invest in quails?
Quails.
Quail
The eggs, yeah, true.
Exactly. So why do people find themselves in pyramid schemes, for example, and all that? So I think it does. Behavior and financial literacy is a way they align.
Amazing. So does also financial awareness affect like the investment decision, being financially aware?
Yes, as I said earlier on, when you're making the investment decision, you may be choosing between options in the same space.
Yeah.
For example, why buy shares in company A and not B? You see? So there, financial literacy, financial awareness will play a key role, is it?
Yeah.
Then, even before you get into shares, why shares are not bonds? Again, that's a decision. Then again, why shares and bonds and maybe property, plot somewhere and the like? All those, they still boil down to how financially savvy are you to know that I can match my objectives, I can match my risk appetite, and I can also match the time horizon I want to put into this space with what I know and with what I have.
Okay, that's very amazing. We are talking about the young adult because it's like they are the ones who are not familiar with financial literacy, so they find it more satisfying to spend each and every money they come across instead of maybe saving or maybe investing. So what advice can you give to them? Because they feel like, let me just spend it and of course I'll find other place to get money, or maybe my parents will send for me like another amount of money. So what advice can you give to the young adults?
I think for young adults, what I can candidly point out is this, that we need to practice what we call delayed gratification.
Okay.
See? Delayed gratification means that I can wait for 6 months,
yeah,
and I'll get this thing at a third of the price. Or if I cannot control myself today, then I will get it at 3 times the cost.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So that delayed gratification comes in. Line between your wants and your needs, and prioritize your needs to your wants. If it's wanting, everybody wants a car, is it?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to fly a chopper, is it? Yeah, but at the end of the day, do you need that? You know? So learn to be patient and the like, and then take advantage of the space you are in. Because when you are young, one of the things that play to your advantage is time horizon.
True.
You can be, even in those things we classify as risky investments, but because of time horizon, you end up gaining more value, because where there is, the higher the risk, the higher the return. But only if the time ticks the box.
Okay.
And that is the advantage that young people have. Yeah, because you can invest in something that will mature in 20 years,
Yeah.
even 15 years. Older people do not have that luxury.
That is true.
Because they are closer to retirement, or they are closer to, you know, end of life.
Yeah.
You know, exactly.
True.
So, and needs, separate the two.
Yeah.
Number 2 is horizon. Now, delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Also very, very key.
Amazing. So to our young viewers, I hope you are following us, and you can continue dropping your questions and your comments on our social media platforms, on Facebook at Park University and Reels Creative on YouTube. So continue following us as we continue. Since you have talked about delayed gratification, especially in young adults, can we say that the young adults are able to set goals, or rather financial goals, that they can achieve in future, like long-term financial goals?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Because in life we have short-term goals,
Yeah.
we have medium-term goals, we also have long-term goals. If there is an age group that can tick all the 3 boxes at a go, would be the young adults or the younger population, because there is what they want to achieve in the present, which is the short-term. Invest for it and all that. Then there is the medium-term goals. Those ones looking at a horizon of around 5 years or so, again, you can do that. There is also the longer-term goals. If, for example, you were to start saving for your retirement, for example,
Yeah.
the fact that you are living right, exercising or doing your Zumba dancing, yes,
Yeah.
or even at home alone,
Yeah.
as you're recording your TikTok video,
Of course, yeah.
you're exercising nowadays.
True.
So the chances are that you live longer.
Yeah.
And the more you live longer, you will meet with yourself in retirement.
True.
The you that has money now, who is not saving, and the you there that will be able to, will now be faced with the repercussions of your lack of savings.
Oh.
So all these, you can tick all those horizons. And as I normally say, everybody has the desire to be it.
Yeah.
So if wealthy is at the top there, yes, I've repeated it times in even other platforms.
True.
If wealth is at the top there,
Yeah.
there is no wealth conversation without investments.
That is true. Yeah.
And there is no investment conversations without savings.
Yeah.
And there is no savings conversation without earnings. So we would find ourselves at the base there where most of us are ticking the box on earnings, either through your colleague, like a gig you're doing,
Yeah.
or anything, or even pocket money is an earning, is it?
True. Yeah.
Can you grow that earning to become a saving? Can you grow your savings into investments? Can you grow your investments into wealth? And if you look at that, the acronym there, W for wealth, I for investments, S for savings, E for earnings.
Yeah.
Wise. That is the wisdom that we talk about.
Amazing.
If you even hear the Bible talking about things like a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Yeah.
The interpretation people have taken of late is that I need to wallow in wealth because my grandpa left me something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the real sense of it is that the way he managed his money will determine whether by the time I arrive, I will find something.
Yeah. True.
Or traces of it. That is the living behind.
Yeah.
So you leave behind traces that people can actually look at and say, oh, by the way, whoever was in this space before me made some good financial decisions. Remember what I said earlier?
Yeah.
Life is the manifestation of people's financial
Decisions. That is very great. So just concentrating again on the young adults, because they usually have like little amounts of money, but they don't like concentrate on it, or rather on their financial skills, because they are sure that they will get another amount of money from somewhere else. How would you advise the young people on how they can keep a close watch on their financial goals?
Okay, one is first of all to know the goal and define it. Then ask yourself, based on the resources I command today, be it either from pocket money or be it from a gig that I am doing in the life, how can I accumulate this and how long will it take me to achieve the goal that I have? Then you decide on the right vehicle to do so. Patience must be there.
True.
You must also be present. And the other thing again is that you must always encourage yourself to not be influenced by anything else you see once you start that journey. And that means focus.
Yeah.
So when you're focused, then it means nothing else will derail you. If you're saving, for example, your wedding, yes?
Yeah.
You know very well that it will come in the next 5 years. So what do I need to do today to be able to get myself there? The moment you start, you are not going to break these savings in year 2 because, a trip to Bahamas has just shown up.
Yeah.
My guys, my crew, my gang
My gang.
is going there. So you are focused and as you go on. So that to me is very, very key. And then the one other way of getting there is try as much as possible to automate that thing. For example, if you are earning, set a standing order that can go to that savings account. If you are also earning, talk to your employer to deduct that money through a check-off into that savings straight. If you are maybe even a student just close one eye and say, I'll be doing 10% of every pocket money that I'm given, and I'll put it even in a savings platform. And there are many. Your bank can help you, your phone can help you, and all those things. The phone should not just be used for money we get out, and all those kind of things. Also, use the same space that gives you Fuliza, yes? Is the same space that also gives you an opportunity to do M-Shwari savings.
True, that is true,
Yeah, the same platform. So it's a matter of be a bit focused and then make the right decisions with the opportunities that come your way.
That is very great. So it will not be fair if we just tell the young people to invest and do this, and we do not tell them like what they can invest in. So what financial opportunities would you advise the young people to invest in?
Okay, invest is stage 3 or 4. This conversation starts with earning. Then this conversation moves to savings before it gets to
investment.
But because you asked about that, I would have loved us to first of all discuss earnings, discuss savings before we even discuss
investment.
But in the interest of time, because of the show,
we are learning.
Investments, one would just need to go back to the 3 stones I talked about: objective, time horizon, and risk appetite. Know yourself. What am I looking forward to? If I am looking to earn a regular inflow every 6 months, the space that is good for me is to say invest in bonds. You see? If I want a one-off income, maybe at the end of the year, the life, then maybe I should get something that pays me a dividend. Is it? If I am looking at capital appreciation, then I should buy something that grows in value over time. So investment must be driven by objective. Then investment must also be driven by the time that I want to be in. So if I can afford to put my money in and wait for 5 years, there are special or specific financial securities that you can invest in. If I can put money into something and then I wait for 10 years again, they are favorable. If I want my money in and out, so can I, in a blanket answer, say, this is where you should invest? The answer is
no.
Check those 3 stones. What's your objective? Time horizon and risk appetite.
That is very great. As we wind up or as we close the show, maybe you can just give a parting shot, especially to our young adults, since they're the one we concentrated on in the show, and just tell them something to improve their financial skills.
Thank you for that. Now, to the young people, is this where now I face the camera? Talk to them. To the young people, remember that dreams are valid. And indeed, everybody who is patient gets there. But, first of all, consider money as it comes in. That is your earnings. So if you are earning and you have something coming in, then definitely this thing needs to find the room to live. And that means get yourself to get as much knowledge as you can, read widely, watch shows like this one, follow influencers, read books that teach you about money. Because a fool and his money are soon parted.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Mr. George, and we were talking about financial literacy. I believe that we've been able to learn a lot from him, and we'll literally apply what we have learned. Don't forget to be wise, and by this I mean financially wise with your wealth, investment, savings, and also earnings. This was Tusemezane Show, the show where we have the perfect voices and timely topics. I've been your host, Nyota Lubemba.